decided that I give up. I give up on trying to figure anything out in my life. I'm just gonna have to accept that this is just the way things are. Accept that my life will never be what I really wanted it to be, or what I try to think I wanted, or whatever. Now, I still don't know what I really wanted my life to be. I don't know what the hell I really wanted for my life. Just accepting the fact now that I'm just here. Just here. Like, I'm not gonna try to fight my nature anymore. I think that's probably what the biggest problem has been. And part of my nature is really not caring about my life and caring about my future and all that stuff. And I've been trying to fight against all that, like, for all this time. Not even doing this in hopes that it even really takes me anywhere. Because at the end of the day, man, I'm still just trapped in this fucking world anyway. With no real desire, no nothing. Deep down, I want nothing. And I kind of wondering, man, like, heck, maybe this is just like just the real me. The real me that just really didn't want to care about any of this stuff all along. Didn't want to care about how I was going to live and care about living and all that stuff. Like, I didn't even think to even consider that. Like, after all this time. Just constantly beating myself up. How are y'all? Just constantly beating myself up for trying to be someone I'm really not, trying to figure out a life that I really didn't even want or even care about. I think that's probably what it is. Just accept the fact that nothing I ever do in life is ever going to really make me feel fulfilled or anything. Just give it all up. Just give it all up and just do whatever. And try to free myself as best I can from all the things I hated in this world, even though I'm really not going to ever have and not try to, like, really even have any joy. I don't see joy for me. I never have. And I think that's probably what it is. I've been trying to search for something that just isn't there. And trying to living with hope. I go back and forth with this whole hope thing. Sometimes I think a lot of us use hope to our detriment. That's the thing. I don't even want to think positive. Being positive has always been my problem. That's why I'm so conflicted with pretty much everything in my life right now. I'm always conflicted. And I need to go one way or the other. I'm tired of being conflicted. Sometimes a little bit I care about my future or whatever, because I know what I'm not, because I know, like, once my mother's gone, like, life is pretty much going to be over with for me. Like, I'm really not going to have any real interest in really somewhat caring about being here. Because at this point, like, I barely care to even, like, really keep myself alive, honestly. Just because she's here, I've discovered that. Like that's really the only real responsibility like, that I keep myself here for. But other than that, man, I really don't. Like, I really don't feel like I really give a shit about much else. I'm still debating on even thinking about going back to even try to get my job. I just keep going back and forth, and I'm just tired of going back and forth. Because I do stay conflicted. Now, this wasn't me before I got this diagnosis with heart failure. Sometimes I kind of feel like trying to go back to who I was or whatnot. But most of the times, man, I'm like, fuck that shit, man. To be honest. I wouldn't mind doing the stuff that I was being able to do, whatever, but man, stuff don't hold any meaning to me anymore. It's just something just to do, you know. That's it. That's all. That's the extent of it. It's just something to do, something to occupy my time. That's why I've been kind of thinking about even going back to even trying to get my job back, not for the money. I've got to the point now. I don't even really care about the money now. Like going back and getting on that job is pretty much. It's pretty much like saying that I failed here, but like my whole life has been failure though. But then I asked myself, like, hey, how can I consider anything failure when I wasn't? Heck, the most that I wanted out of life is that, like, I understood how crappy life is or whatever, and I just wanted to be ahead of all the BS I'd ever have to deal with. That was it. Like, I never really had it. That was my grand plan. Like, I never had a plan for like having the best job or getting a well-paying job or anything like that. Like getting a nice house or whatever. Or even getting a nice vehicle. I never cared about none of that. Like, I've never cared about any of that stuff because I never really needed it. It was nice to go fishing or whatever and play my lotto tickets, but that's pretty much all I lived for. Like, and being able to, go try burger joints and shit like that whenever I got paid or whatever. That was pretty much it. Like, it was like a ritual. Like, I rewarded myself with something I enjoyed. Like, after doing all this crap that I hated doing it, like, every week. Like, working as much as I freaking hate it. But I need something now. I'm just accepting, man. Heck, my life ain't. Like, I'm not gonna ever have the life that other people have. It's not like this is even like a soaking type stream. It's not even that. I'm trying to liberate myself from like having any of these desires. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to liberate myself from it. Liberate myself from these thoughts so I can quit thinking about it. So I can quit thinking about anything. I also feel like I'm just like wandering the world, man. Like I'm not even interested in seeing what this world has to offer. I'm not interested in any of that. Like none of that stuff interests me. I guess like all the things that other people like feels great about this world or whatever, I don't care for any of that stuff. I'm feeling kind of liberated right now to like even get this stuff off my chest. Yeah, I'm not even gonna even bother wasting my time trying to search for happiness anymore or like or any of that stuff. I'm trying to let it all go, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna let all this crap go. So let all these thoughts go. Even letting go, even like even wanting to, hey, to live or die. I'm letting it all go. I'm trying to let it all go. And me dying would be easier. It really would. Like heck, I'm not gonna. Hey, if this heart failure took me out right now, man, like heck, I'm not gonna have any regrets about this stuff. Like it would make my life so much easier. I wouldn't have to figure this out. I wouldn't have to put in the effort to living, even though I really don't really care to live. I'm not gonna do nothing crazy, but it's just hard to live in a world like that, you know? Like feeling like this, you know, like you like at least hope that like something in this world will fulfill you on some level, man. And heck, and there ain't been nothing really. You could tell me go get a therapist and all that stuff, man, but man, I've been looking at other people on YouTube that they go through the same thing. Like they've been dealing with therapists and stuff, man. Heck, and it really hadn't helped them much. And they've taken the drugs and all that stuff, man. It's just a feeling you have, man. Like the everybody just keeps telling you to stay strong, keep fighting or whatever. Eh, I don't have enough subscribers for all that yet, or enough or enough watch hours to be monetized yet. You know, I even got on here. I even started this because I felt that that was my only option. Because it was the only option that I had. But I'm pretty much like getting put into a position where I'm gonna have to force myself to have to go back and do something I really didn't want to do. But every morning, man, I really question like if life is really worth living or not, man. Like I said, I keep going back and forth on that whole thing. But the majority of the time, man, it's a no, honestly. It's more like a it's more like a 75-25, like no, like it's really not. Even though I don't really do nothing. Really nothing that like really makes me feel energized or anything like that, you know, to like yeah, you know, it's just like another day, you know. I think this is just the real me. Like this is my nature that I'm not gonna keep trying to fight anymore. And when people tell me to think positive stuff, man, like It's like people tell me to fight against my nature. Like I've always been like this. No, you have a good one. Thank you for stopping by. I'm not gonna keep fighting my nature though. Like life is for me. Life isn't. It isn't worth putting forth a whole lot of effort into. Like, and I'm not. I'm not gonna put forth a whole lot of effort in life. The real me wants to be lazy, and I'm gonna be as lazy as I could possibly be to get by. And that's it. That's all I'm gonna do. That's. I think that's what the whole time that I've been working for. I've been building up for. I think that's probably why I was even led down this path to begin with. Of, like I want my freedom more than being on a job. I kind of feel like I'm more or less out of that dark place now. It's just really like trying to find a motivation to like really want to do anything, man. That's been my biggest issue. I keep telling myself, man, like I put forth all this effort and all this work into building the life that I would like to have if I ever did figure out what I truly wanted in life. I could do all that. Heck, but I keep thinking at the end, heck, when I finally die, I mean, heck, I'm not gonna be able to take any of that with me. Like, it's all gonna mean nothing. That's just how I keep feeling. It's all gonna mean nothing in the end. People keep talking about, like, life is about the journey. Like, I don't even care about the journey. Like, it's nothing that I really look forward to. Like, I'm not even trying to, like, even, like, talk from a doomer standpoint. It's just being realistic. A lot of people say I'm negative, but no, I'm being optimistically realistic. But I don't know. Like, I pretty much tried everything to like get rid of this feeling. You get rid of all these feelings to get rid of this confliction that I keep having. Like I get to the point that man, like people closest to me now, like don't even want to, or like tired of hearing me talk about how I feel about my life and stuff now. You know, and just giving with all that be strong crap. Like dude, you can't be strong for nothing like that. You can't be stronger against a feeling that you feel deep inside. Like and the harshness that I get hit with over that stuff, man. They try to come at me like it's tough love or something, man. I said, it ain't no tough love. Like, a lot of times people are so unforgiving, like in their approach. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Let's see comments here. What do you need help with, Bob? Bob Street? That's what I've been kind of thinking about baller edits. But I don't know. I just really didn't want to do any of that type of stuff again. You know, for these dang bills, I wouldn't even consider even going back to work, to be honest. But it would be a whole lot better for me though if I could get the 500 subscribers I need and be able to get monetized. I'm still a long way from watch hours and stuff, so it would be nice. But you know, like when you don't really have options, like there ain't much I can do. You know, ain't much different I can do. Like I put in work, but just not enough, I guess. Or maybe this YouTube thing just really isn't my thing. Like I hoped it would be, but I don't know. Have you recovered from the flu, Cloud? I appreciate the like and the sub. It's like Andre. No, Cloud, like being alone isn't really a big thing to me. Like I've always pretty much been a loner. And most of the times, like my closest friends, like they force me to get out. I'm very introverted. Yeah, that's what I kind of feel too. Soup of the day. But like I said, I just keep thinking about life all the time. You know, like why am I here and all that stuff. You know, I just can't get over the fact that like I was brought into this world just for this. But I can't really value this, like value this world or whatever. You know. Let's see here. Like I just want a simple life too, Cloud. At the time, I did want to find somebody. But man, when you see how all these damn relationships go, heck, when you get a woman and stuff, you know, and then you realize that the only reason she ever liked you is for what you got and what you can provide for her, you know, and it kind of colors your opinion of the whole thing. And just wants to be paid for spending her time, you know. They just like kind of turned me out the whole thing. Hello, Norman. Cloud, I think there's empathy. I think we just feel that way because people really can't help you. aren't in a position to help you, not the way in the way that we would like them to. So I kind of feel from time to time. All right, that'll work, bro. What's going on there, Chad? I missed you in the last one. You still at home, Chad? Or are you back in Texas again? Surprised I feel kind of good getting that off my chest. Feels liberating. All right, that'll work. I don't know if you caught all of my stream or not. That's crazy, because I don't even have a phone, Cloud. I don't even have a phone. And people have always tried to get me to get a phone. Is it CPA work? Heck, just tell them that. Just tell them that you don't really specialize in in that specific aspect. Just be honest with them. I'm sure that's what Cappy would tell you too. Like, I just tell them like it's just not in my wheelhouse, whatever specifically it is. Does he want you to do a extension form or something? It's because of confrontation. Like, I'm like that too, man. Like, I don't like having to deal with confrontations like that because it always tends to go south for the most part. Do you have somebody that you can, a colleague that specializes in what he's trying to do to send his way? If that's the case, that's the route I would go. Just make it clear to him that you don't specialize in that type of tax stuff or whatever. And I mean, that's going to have to soften the blow. That is going to have to soften the blow. You sense the confrontation already coming, and that's what it is. That's how I would tell him. So you thought that you were that he was like he was doing something specific, and uh, him selling the business or whatever, like that stuff out of your wheelhouse, like doing that type of stuff. Tell him like you don't specialize in that specific thing that's required now. I would just tell him that and be honest, because tell him like you would rather you would have rather have someone else like that specializes in that specific stuff to do that, because you don't want to screw up his taxes and stuff, and that would lead to another thing. And just stress that you're looking out for his best interest and that. You know what, Chad? You give me a good idea. I'm about to put Clary out of business. We'll call this Brown Consulting. What's going on, Mario? Hey, just tell him, man, that you're looking out for his best interest. I can just be honest with him. Sure, he'll be mad or whatever, but heck, later on, heck, he'll thank you. Because you screw something up, man, it's gonna do something. It's gonna lead to something worse, right? I don't know about that. I would say Claire's the MVP on that. All right, bub. I don't know why I feel good all of a sudden. Oh, there'll be some days like I wake up feeling pretty good. I feel like crap, honestly. Like when I first woke up, mad at the world, and then I ate my breakfast. I had some chilled mango oranges with my cereal and egg and a banana. And I started feeling better. Oh, it just comes in waves. I think I'm just gonna have to just accept the fact that most of my time, most of my life is just gonna to be spent in that neutral. Just have to be in that neutral mindset, that neutral frame. Well, neutral frame. I don't feel good, but I don't necessarily feel bad either. 'Cause I don't think I'm ever gonna get to a point where I'm like feeling good about life all the time and all that stuff. But right now, I'm just kind of, I'm like chill, but not really having like these life thoughts in my head or whatever. Helps out a little bit. Helps out some. Well, maybe I did perhaps fall into my own trap. That's probably why I really don't want to go back to work. Even though it would solve my problems, but I try not to even really want to have the problem anymore now. I don't know. I always try to prepare myself for the worst that life has to offer, and now that I'm here and I'm okay with it, I don't really want to come back out of it. I'm not motivated to come back out of it. If I actually cared about my life, that would be a different story. It's faint. It's like a 90-10 thing at this point. But there's that little small percentage. It keeps me going a little bit. But one thing I have learned, like over these last 20 years of adulthood, that life is only as good as the options you have. And right now I don't really have any options. What do you mean by mustard seed? Yeah, but I think that's been my problem too. Being hopeful and trying to be optimistic. I tend to get let down a whole lot more when I have hope when I'm attempting to do something. I think that's what bothers me about doing this sometimes, because like I had hoped that this here would take off, and it hasn't the way I wanted it to, the way I hoped that it would. And it kind of got me demoralized, from time to time. But I am happy that I think before I started this stream, I was up to 371 or 72 subscribers. So I'm happy about that. I posted some videos yesterday, but I really haven't been getting a whole lot of views on it. I think I got like maybe 3 views on it. I think it should start taking off the way I hope they would. Like even after all the videos that I've watched of like people who've been in the YouTube space for years and stuff, I've done things that will try to implement things that they've done or whatever, and it's just not really working out. Yeah, I know, man, but you gotta see progress, man. Progress is what keeps me going. Yeah, that's part of like why I don't like just quit entirely. But, like right now, this is all I really have. Like unless I go back to torture myself at work, like on a job again, but that'd be my last time to be able to go back to that job. Even though I did have to quit twice for medical reasons. Like the only reason I can go back a third time is because HR lady knows me. And I pretty much like loved in the store, but, I didn't want to go back into that though. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that song, Changes. Good song. I got a question for y'all. Were y'all able to see my stream notification before I started streaming? Because I had posted probably about an hour. Well, created the stream about an hour before I did it. I just want to know if y'all seen it or if y'all just happened to just come in. No, I wanted to make sure because it's like sometimes it's funny that like I'm getting like I got here now. Because normally I do that for a couple hours or whatever, like before I try to do them in the evenings, and I really don't get anybody in. So wasn't sure if y'all were seeing them or not. Thought I was maybe doing something wrong or something. Oh, so you just happen to come in, or just see me on, or whatever, Cloud. Oh, no, I'd probably be walking right now. I told myself last week I was gonna start getting up and start walking again. I just really haven't been feeling up to it. I haven't been motivated to do it. Even though like my weight's been going back up again. I've slacked on the drinking and stuff because it's been cooler here. I haven't had to drink that much water and stuff. But I just really can't get myself to commit to doing any of that anymore. It might be the heart failure. I don't know. Made me feel kind of tired at times. That's the main reason why I need to go get my old job back, but I don't want to. Honestly, Chad, catching up on all y'all's videos, honestly. Watch a little bit of Raymond, watch a little bit of Clary. That usually takes up most of my day, honestly. Like keeping up with those two. And then listening to Nuke and Jack. I gotta get caught up on Nuke's, well, Nuke and Jack's videos. I think they're about an hour apiece when I get off of here. And then there's some other stuff that I watch. And then I was gonna do another gaming stream. I've been wanting to get back on my Grandia game or whatever. I've been telling myself that all weekend. I just haven't felt like doing it. Just haven't done it. I've been trying to stay caught up. And then I watch some war stuff. That's pretty much all I do. Unless my mom wants to go somewhere, I usually take her. I guess in a way, man, I did kind of just want to. I don't know if I would necessarily say have a better life. It's just being able to do the same stuff that I was doing in an easier way. So I was really hoping that this would take off, even though I didn't really have too much of a problem, like with my job. I just didn't really want to do any of that stuff anymore, though. I just didn't want to. I just didn't want to be punched into a clock all the time anymore. That's the main thing. Like I feel differently about things. Like once I can finally just be able to get on here and just be able to just talk to y'all, you know, and like do something that I like doing. Even though I like my job or whatever, you know, like it was easy or whatever, and it was physical and stuff, but you know, like heck, this would be nice to be able to start streaming. You know, heck, and I'd be able to make $100 every time or whatever. You know, I make $100 a day or whatever. You know, heck, or more. Now, that's what I would like. Yeah, that's kind of why I'm trying to stick to this as much as I can, Chad. But I mean, really, man, the only reason why I even like really consider going back to work is just for the insurance, because I know these doctors are gonna make a big deal about me not having insurance. Like that's the only reason, and I just don't really want to work that much to get insurance, you know. So I think I have to work like I think 30 hours to have insurance. Like I was, man, like at the peak of when I was working, or no, like I was trying to bring myself down to man, like working like 2 days a week, because at the time I could afford that. Like I was like my hourly rate was literally double what it was when I had first started out with the company, man, like almost 20 years ago, you know. Like heck, so I could work half the time, and like even though it was like maybe around 800-900 bucks a month, but heck, I could afford that. Yeah, but I was working 3 on and off 4, you know, like, and that was cool or whatever. But but you always want more freedom, man. You know, and that's been my big thing. I want freedom. That's want to do a job and get paid and get gone. I don't want to be cooped up on a job for hours on end. And that was the main drawback to my job, that I would get I get bored too quick because I was too fast at my job. Heck, and then I'll be trying to find stuff to do. You know, like that was my main thing. It's like man, like what should be done in like 8 hours. You know, man. Like heck, I was getting done in like 3. I was working part time. You know how it goes, Chad. Like heck, you're too good at your job. You know, heck, boss really didn't want you to like not be there. You know, even though it was constantly back and forth or whatever. You know, like she wants you there because you didn't have to worry about specific things. You know, heck, when you were there. You know. Hey, but then you spend most of your time being bored while you are there. It was that type of thing. Man, I was just pushing carts for a living, you know, but like I said, I was just too fast. And I'd be picking up trash and stuff, you know, around the parking lot and stuff like that, you know. And keeping our bay areas and stuff swept up and everything or whatever, you know, but I was a very fast, active worker, you know. Like I like to get stuff done and get stuff done, man, and just get gone, you know. And that's always been my deal. Now, before I had to quit, man, I was going in and working 4 in the morning. Like I get off at either 1 or 11. And sometimes I get off at 8. You know, heck, Sometimes my boss will let me leave at 8 in the morning. Like, cause I was just getting to, I was just going in sleeping off the parking lot, you know, and like, and I clear off the parking lot, you know, and stuff like that. Like, yeah, like, heck, I don't want any, I want a stress-free life, you know. So I was kind of happy, man, to get rid of these, to get rid of these, my teenage niece and nephew. Even though I was too strict on them, they said I was too strict on. That's why I didn't want to be here. You know, but I pretty much let them do whatever the hell they wanted to do. Even though I never really wanted to be a parent, but I had to take on that role. Nah, because they lived with us. Yeah, but I was too strict from what they say. They want to be here. But of course, man, what do you expect? Like when y'all are they're smoking vapes and stuff, man. Hey, y'all are teenagers sneaking vapes and stuff, and cigarettes and crap, you know. Like doing stuff y'all ain't supposed to be doing, you know, that kind of thing. Like, like everything I ever did, for them was never appreciated anyway. My methods for how I dealt with them, like people were always giving me crap for, you know, but they never wanted them to come live with them, though. It was that type of stuff, you know. Yeah, I hear you on that, Cloud. And that's the thing, man. And that's the thing that really pissed me off when I was, heck, when I was working, man, because people were coming in off the street, man, making as much as I was. And then there people been there still making around the same amount of money that I was. You know, heck, and I was doing most of the work or whatever, you know, but it's all good though. But I didn't have a real problem with that. It's just, man, just, I don't know, I think it's just a combination of like seeing how life really works and stuff. I think that's the main thing from when I like first turned 18 and stuff and first got on a job or whatever. Like I was oblivious to to what to really expect from the world, you know. Like and now I know. Like I don't like it, but you know nobody does. You gotta go through all these rules or whatever, you know. And there's only one specific set of rules to really have to really follow, like to be successful or whatever. Yeah, but what is success though, man? Heck when you get taxed so much, and that's another reason why I never really wanted to push myself all that much. Man, cause I did not like the progressive tax rate. I did not like that. Like I don't like that. I don't like the fact that people have to pay property taxes. Like if they do, my heck, like the only tax that we should be paying is for what we use. Like if you don't have somebody in like take the school taxes for instance. Like if people don't have children off in that specific school district, they should not be paying the taxes for that. They shouldn't pay that portion of the taxes for that. Like are into college, they should not be paying for that. I know I get a lot of crap for saying this, but like even when people bring kids in this world, man, people should not be getting rewarded for bringing kids in this world. That crap pisses me off. Every year I see people getting getting these massive tax refunds just because they got a kid, because they brought a kid in the world, man. Like, while I'm sitting here having to pay the most taxes out of my paychecks and stuff, I'm like, no. If even a tax deduction, if anything, honestly. Like, I hear you on that, Chad. I know. I see it all the time. All right, man. Heck, let me know. And if I'm not on here still, man, just hit me up with an email. Let me know how it went. But he should understand, though. But I'll holler at you, Chad. Like, I hear you on that, Cloud. I really think, man, it just really boils down to like how, like all that money is distributed or whatever. I try not to get political, but I don't vote or anything. Like I somewhat care, but like I know that it's not going to. No, my opinion ain't gonna really change things though. Like we see it all the time, man. Like all the things that people can make these fundraisers for or whatnot, like the homeless and stuff, you know. Now you see people that come up, you see people and send all this money to people for like making racial slurs and stuff like that, or they like pretty much get their lives made overnight, and then you see chicks saying talking about sucking a dick, you know, like have their lives made like that. It's insane. I was watching this video yesterday about this dude talking about the homeless and stuff, and he said that like a lot of people just like uh, like being homeless or whatever, and I have to have that responsibility. Like honestly, I kind of get it. I kind of get them, you know. But it's always been that age old cliche, man. Like, and nobody wants you to really be happy or be free, you know, because they're not able to do it too, or they're not wanting to do it, not want to do it too, or whatever. Like some people just don't really feel like wasting their time, wasting their lives working or whatever, you know. Like, heck, that's them. Yeah, not that that's fucked up, really. Man, if people want to be on the street, let them be on the street. Hey, but that's Mally just freaking That's mainly just like try to boost tax revenue, though. Honestly, like I'd always had a theory. Like even before I had to quit my job and everything, and start losing everything, and hit rock bottom the way I have. I was kind of like felt in my heart that like the only way to like really live in this world, like, is to get to a point where nothing or nobody can have any leverage over you. That's why I kind of feel like the homeless kind of had it right, and why you see a lot of them like being happy or whatever, like to not have the not having to have that weight on them. Sure, it comes at a cost or whatever, but at a cost of not having anything. But you really can't put a price on that. On At least I think. Not being in this world, being shackled by society or whatever, that everyone else is. I guess that's why minimalism became so popular. Because when you really think about it, man, heck, the only thing really in this world, man, people just looking to leverage somebody, and that's it. Leverage somebody to control them. That's it. You get to a point where you can't be threatened by anything. That was pretty much my goal in life. At least financially. Like, I don't even look at that anymore now. Like, 'cause I'd have been happy living in my truck. Like, I'm just gonna be sleeping in there anyway. Like, as long as I had somewhere to shower or whatever. Like, I was cool. Like, I would have been cool with that. I would have been cool with that. Like, man, these taxes are outrageous. These property taxes. And luckily, like, my mom has them homesteaded, but man, them things aren't homesteaded. Man, them things are, man, like $2,000 a year, like almost 2,500. It's ridiculous. Like, and this ain't a, like, and this is like a 50-year-old house that we live in, man. Like, my uncle had built it, and like, we've been living it since I was born. And I'm 38 now. Sure, it has its problems and it's paid off or whatever. Heck, I wouldn't even mind living in this dang house for the rest of my life or whatever. I mean, like, everything's gonna have problems with it. But I don't know, man. I guess I feel this way because of the way that I've always lived. 'Cause I've always lived I always lived where I've always sacrificed for everybody else. Like, I never got the best stuff or like things that like other kids had and stuff like that. My sister always got that. I just never really cared for any of that stuff. I never cared for having the best of anything. Like all the stuff I always got that I didn't want, it was forced on me. Like I was forced to take it. Yeah, but that's what I've always been. That's why I've always kind of felt about life. People make the biggest deals, man, over like trying to have the best of everything. Or I just look at stuff and buy it based off of its purpose. As long as it's serving its purpose, serving the purpose that I'm buying it for, you know. That's how I feel about houses. Like I'm gonna go for the cheapest house if I ever do end up doing something like that. I'm gonna go for the cheapest vehicle I can get. Like I'm not gonna pay a premium unless I absolutely have to for the same thing. Yeah, I thought about those little RV home things or whatever. Like I was even considering like a tiny home at one point when that first came out or whatever. But then you know how they started freaking charging the same taxes, like just like that, like just like a regular home. Like because those became popular. Like, but the system will never allow you to have a loophole over it for very long, to exploit a loophole over it for very long. Same thing with like the Bitcoin and all that stuff, you know. And they always try to make things illegal. Like as soon as you exploit it, as soon as they can't get anything from it, you know, if it's not benefiting the system. Yep. Hey, I'd be cool with that too. That's why I've always felt it, man. Like the system was like really like pulling everybody into, you know. And who willingly, like, what people in power are really going to willingly like send all these checks out and stuff, man, knowing like how bad it's going to affect the economy and all that stuff, and affect inflation and stuff, you know. They got all these stimulus checks and everything. Like that's why they have these financial advisors in the government, like to do all that, like to tell all that stuff, and like the Fed and everything. Like they like people like man, like they made informed decisions. I'll put it like that. Like they knew it was gonna happen. Making it all for profit. And that's the sad thing about it. I suppose until it was over. Yeah, perhaps the best way to live is to not want anything. Is to not really long for nothing. Like I'd always been having those thoughts in my head. maybe it's just because I really thought that there was something else out there. And now I'm just like frustrated that I see that like it's not there. Like this here is the pinnacle. What the heck go with those thoughts again? I can't be having those thoughts. I gotta block these thoughts. I have to think of nothing. I need to keep my mind clear. I start dwelling either way. That's when I start having problems. Yep. One thing money does is give you options. That's it. And that's the thing. Like the system don't want you to have options. Like the system and society don't want you to have options. A lot of times, man, I think that like society would view people in the same way. Say like people getting people getting disability or whatever, and people thinking, and people that don't have it are like thinking that they think those people shouldn't have it or whatever. But if some they can be, and most people like be getting shamed for it or whatever. But like the same people that I wonder if the same people would feel the same people that are shaming that person would feel the same way if someone else who you said like didn't have to work anymore through like due to like their investment choices and stuff like that. Didn't have to do what the people who are shaming them have to do anymore. Like would they feel the same way? Or would they feel differently about it? You get what I mean? But like would they like would a person who's getting a check due to their investments, like would they still like get the same shame as a person that's on disability or welfare or anything like that, and just not having to work anymore, and the person doing the shaming does? Do they get looked at differently? A lot of times I wonder, you know how like divided like we are here in this world or whatever, you know, heck, and we got and everybody and they're all like supposed to like be like, no matter like what religion or whatever, it all boils down to like they're a nation of like under God or whatever. But you see so much racism and stuff, and like seeing how people are treated, how those people who talk about being children of God and stuff like that, like treat other people and stuff, not even like following the Ten Commandments and all that stuff or whatever. You know, the stuff that's in the Bible. You know what I mean? Like especially like whenever you see like racism or whatever, is that like what causes them to act like that? Like, is that really God or is that Satan? You you get what I'm asking? Yeah, but my question is just like, but like, is the like the people who act that racism is that God or is that Satan? Like, which one of them is causing people to be racist and they can act out with that type of hate? But they're supposed to be children of God, though. Like, that's the stuff that they spout. That they are children of God. If that's the case, then how does Satan have so much influence over a child of God like that? That's never made any sense to me. Ingrained from who, though? I'm gonna move over to the shade. I'll be right back. All right, that's better. But ingrained from who, though? I'm thinking. Still thinking. I was going by there for a minute. I'll stay like this. I know, but I don't understand how that's possible with people that are supposed to be children of God, though. People who are always quick to preach the word. Like that's why I've never really been able to get behind like the whole going to church thing and stuff. Like these people know better. Like they get preached to about this stuff every Sunday, every Wednesday, and yet they allow those feelings to take over. You know, you got people freaking glorifying alligator Alcatraz. Like these same people are people who who talk about their children of God, like under the nation, under God. But yet those same people harbor those types of feelings. Yes, that made any sense to me either. I don't know if it's good or if it's sad that I caught on to that stuff at an early age. Or like why I never really liked doing any of that stuff. I did start noticing those things, like especially like when people like tell you that they love you and stuff like that, man, and you just come to like that realization. Those same people who told you they love you, the same people who end up hurting you, doing the worst things to you, like to break you. Like, and I learned over time, man, like, hey, love is nothing more than, it's just a way to lure you into a false sense of security. Like, so people can destroy you, you know? Yeah, that's the thing. I've always seen it. But I've always had people come at me and, like, try to tell me that I'm wrong for, like, being so negative about the world. And that's the thing that's always frustrated me. Yeah, because I know that they see it, too. If I can see it, I know they can see it, you know? Like, you're just expected to choose to be able to turn a blind eye to everything that you see, you know? That's why I had a problem, man. Like when I was getting blamed, like on my posts whenever I like talk about life all the time. Like I just don't understand how people can live like that. And that's why I was trying to live. Yeah, but I can't live like that. That's going against my nature. Like, I'm not gonna go against my nature anymore. Hmm. Who's trying to tell me what's going on? Jesus? See, that's kind of like where I've been kind of getting to. Really, the whole reason for me even doing this stream, really. Just trying to liberate myself from everything. Trying to start trying to figure something out. Yeah, but like not necessarily like really do anything. But just like trying to just stop having that thought and just whatever happens happens type of deal. Like really not even like even caring or like really even better my life anymore. I just really don't care about my life. I just always done stuff because I needed to. I had a responsibility to do these things, even though I never really wanted it. You know, that's it. Everything I ever did, I think I did it because I had to do it. I never really done anything because I wanted to do it. Like I didn't want to go get a job. The only thing that I've ever really gone after that I wanted, like was my truck that I had. That was it. Like I wanted it and I bought it. That was it. Pretty much the only thing. Outside of that, just like everything else, just been out of necessity. I've been having this feeling I really don't need anything though. Now, perhaps I've probably been asking myself the wrong questions this whole time. Now, maybe I shouldn't have thought about like all these. Maybe I shouldn't have thought that it was like a bad thing that I was having all these foreign thoughts that I'd never had. Now, I understand like why I couldn't be like everybody else and stuff, and like kind of like beat myself up over it. About why I can't be positive and everything. It's just always been in my nature. Going slow. I think I've been asking every day. And I'm still here. My main thing's been to leave this place. Not even really know what's on the other side. So I kind of don't really think that Jesus is real or any of that stuff. But if anything, would have made my life better. Like, or would have at least shown me that I was in the right direction or anything. I really don't feel like I'm being led. At least not by him. He's not like being irate, is he, Chad? That is one massive fly. I think it's one of those horse flies. I think it's huge. If I did that, I'll fall out on camera. The only thing I've ever truly asked for is my salvation from this world. Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I ask for every day. So I'm always asking for my deepest thoughts. Either that or at least help me feel like something's really here. But like I said, I'm not even gonna dwell on any of that stuff anymore. I have to liberate myself. 'Cause I really don't know where I'm gonna go in the end. I'm not about to look crazy on camera for that. Because I don't believe in any of that. I'm not spiritual like that. I don't do all that Holy Spirit stuff. It's just not me. You ever wonder sometimes if you're just like looking around, looking at the trees and feeling the wind and like everything that your eyes can see, that like you wonder like if it's like really just doesn't have any value to you, or if you just like really taking life for granted. I just don't really just don't value any of this. Just to lay my eyes on any of this stuff, like this thing was huge. Thought that was a bee or something. I don't know. I don't know why I can't value stuff in this world like that. It does make me question. Maybe I'm not meant to. You know why I don't think God is really works for me is because the majority of the people are always telling me like to seek God and all that stuff, and they're praying for me and everything. And I'm still the same way. I've been this way pretty much my whole life. And my way of thinking has never changed. Like I've never gotten up and life suddenly have a new meaning to me. Like you would think that after all those prayers and like and all that, like all over these years, you would think that stuff would work. But it doesn't. Or it hasn't. Only time me and him are ever gonna talk is when I finally get out of here. This is gonna be one hell of a conversation. Well, I'm about to get off of here for now. I think I might be back on later on this evening maybe. It might just be just a chill stream. It's like a chill whatever stream maybe. Unless I'm not doing a gaming stream. But there are some videos I need to get caught up on and everything. I might clean my room up later. I've been putting all that stuff off. Might change it around or something so I can probably quit doing streams out here all the time. I can start doing them off in my room from time to time. I don't know. But we'll see. But I'm gonna get off here for now. I appreciate y'all for coming in, liking, commenting, subscribing. And if you haven't, go ahead and do it. Do it now. Help give me another option in life, you know. If I have better options in life, my opinion of it might change. At this point, that's all I really have. But y'all have a good one. I'll catch you on the next one.